Super Nintendo controller versus Sega Genesis controller, which is better? Let's start with the buttons. Well, the NES has 12 buttons, including the D-pad and start and select. The action buttons are flat, which makes them easier to press, and they are crunchy and responsive. The shoulder buttons were also another massive innovation for Nintendo, allowing to be able to use more than just your thumbs in order to play games, and allowing the developers to add more and better mechanics. It also fits your hands nicely, whether you're playing serious or casual. The shape and size is just perfect. And a bonus for if you don't have the US version is the action buttons are colored, which doesn't add a lot to the gaming experience. However, I just think it looks more aesthetically appealing. This controller absolutely smashes it. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. But what about the Genesis? Well, the Genesis controller has 8 buttons, including the D-pad and start. However, they feel much more soft and aren't as laid out as well as on the Super Nintendo. However, they still respond just as well. The size I also kind of like a little bit more than the Super Nintendo. It's much bigger, and even though there's nothing wrong with holding the SNES controller, I just think holding this one just feels a little more comfortable in my opinion. This controller maybe gets like a 6 from me, which I know might seem low, but it's a pretty average controller. But points are bumped up a little bit because I like to hold it a little bit better. But you cannot beat the classic Super Nintendo controller. In my mind, the basis for all modern controller design. Nintendo wins, of course.